Peace, y'all. It's Thursday, August 7. It's now 2 days after the tetanus shot. Stepping on that screw. Man, what a screwball I am. You know, that is what it is. That's men, especially as we get older. I've noticed, even with the go-kart at the racetrack, whatever, making stupid mistakes. I mean, not health-wise, health issue with safety, but just doing something, and sometimes, you know, running the cart out of gas and blowing it up. That was a long time ago at a track day, just because I wanted to finish. I wanted to be the last cart on the track, finish the day. Just some stupid stuff here and there, but it seems to be in everyday life now. If you know, hindsight's 20/20, my mom always used to say. You know, you look back, you're always gonna find fault in what you've done or what you should have done. That board that was the bottom of the studs, the wall. They actually built the wall and then somehow or another screwed it on from underneath. You know, so those screws. When I pulled the studs off, every one of the studs had the two screws sticking up out of it, and for most of the 2 hours I took cutting up the roof of that thing and pulling the back legs off, because it was perched up on the back legs so I could see where I was going with the saw. You know, I was able to dodge any kind of issue, right? Because, I mean, I was a little weirded out because my shins are all beat up. I don't know, I can't really show you, but I don't know why. You know, but there's no skin on your bones there, on your shins, so mine, I don't know, man. I'm out there trying to tear this thing down, taking the shingles and stuff off those things. Is where we started in part one of this thing. And the shingles, you know, as they come off and come down, they're granules. They cut the crack. I got cuts and scars all over my shins. And you get, in the evening, you reach down, you get an itch or scratch. Next thing you know, you feel something on your leg, you look down, and I'm on Xaralto, so it's a thinner, you know, it's an anticoagulant. I can't clot when I'm on this stuff. I look down, and I've got blood running down my leg, man, just from knocking a little tiny little scab off. So, I wore long sleeves, as you can see in the video. I wore sweatpants. Yes, Bob, sweatpants. I don't think I have any yard jeans, so to speak. I got tons of jeans, but they're all clean and nice. I just don't wear them because when you're fat, denim is the last thing you want to wear. It doesn't stretch and it doesn't give, and you end up blowing the rear end out of them and what have you. So I just don't wear denim too often. But I was covered, had my compression socks on, the whole 9 yards, and I had footy socks over top my compression socks, as you saw in that 2B video, where there was a nice dime-sized wet blood spot on that sock. So, man, yesterday I was sore. The shoulder is sore from the shot, man. I knew 30 years ago, I still had the memory of that shot hurting, but I thought the shot hurt when they gave it to you. I thought it was a long needle that was really thick on a big syringe with circular handles on it. You know what I mean? And I told the guy, the nurse that administered the shot, the man that did it, he says, "Oh, no, we ain't used stuff like that in a long time." And so I thought, you know, it's a little needle, and what's the big deal? But it must be the medication. It gets into your muscle or something and just it is hurting so bad I can't even roll over on that side at night. It hurts more than my foot does today. So yesterday, middle of the afternoon, I went and got my prescription for the antibiotics, and I'm wearing these things, and they're super foamy and soft. And about midday, I realized that I can walk around the house with these on, and I could just walk heel to toe, you know, and it didn't hurt, because otherwise I was stubbing around on my heel with my toes up off the ground. You know, it's right in the middle of the ball of my foot, right where everything takes place, right? So it's better. I changed the bandage and put antibiotic ointment on it. I squirted it down with peroxide. It's not doing anything anymore because it's already kind of skinned over, healing up. But it's still tender, you know, especially with no shoes on. But walking around with these on, it's not so bad. I just went out and moved the car because the water truck's coming today. I think that was the guy right there sending me the message telling me that the water's on its way or something. But yeah. So we got water truck coming to dump some water in the pool because it's on high speed. The motor on high speed, like you need to circulate the water and to have the skimmer do its job. It sucks air, so we had to run it on low speed, and we're not going to pump water from the garage. We learned our lesson, burning up the old pump by running water to fill up the pool. I'm just going to tell him when he gets here, dump some water in the pool first and then fill up my tanks. And if they want extra dough, then we'll give them extra dough. But this is the first time we've had water since we had the pool filled. So it's been 2.5 months. We're right on schedule. 2.5 months. We're right on schedule. First time. We haven't been getting a lot of rain, so it's the first time the thing has actually needed some water. And we had the party last weekend, and the kids were here. And, you know, kids can't just jump in and out and swim around and have fun. They got to, you know, splash the water on each other out of the pool. And so it was already a little low, but that's all it needed was an afternoon with kids in it for it to be too low. So, I'm sore. I'm hurting. I'm not working again today. I mean, I told myself, sore foot or not, I'm going out there tomorrow and I'm gonna finish that thing off. Well, guess the news. That ain't happening. And I probably won't get to it today either. But tomorrow's Friday. I'm gonna finish it off tomorrow. Move Bob's tent out of the way and move the stuff that's under it back underneath it to get it out of the 12 by 20 footprint of the carport. My foam is waiting at the fiberglass shop all the way back out in Mount Clemens. And I'm trying to either get this guy to bring it home with him to Marine City, which they got 2 houses, one in Warren, which is way over by the Roseville house, and then a house in Marine City that's 5 minutes from here, but he doesn't stay over here in the summer because it's too hot and they don't have air conditioning. So, trying to get him, that was the whole idea of dealing with old Chris at Michigan Fiberglass, because he said I could pick up my material right down the street at his house, and that's not been the case yet. So I'll have Kenny or Richard stop by there on the way. I'll set it up to where they'll be there Saturday, half a day or so. So have Richie pick up the foam. We need to foam the seat this weekend for the Enduro, and we need to get the carport deal erected and tied down, so we can get a tarp inside and pinned down to as a floor. We can start getting stuff set up in there and moved, because the old lean-to over there is, I don't know if you noticed, I probably took you over there, but it's absolutely full. The whole 10 by 20 of that thing is capacity crowd right now, and a bunch of it, it's not the stuff that's under there. Most of it's yard equipment, whatever, but some of it is like our foam. Our foam seat form is under there. It won't last out. If you leave it outdoors like that, it won't last. Even the dew in the morning, even though it's covered in plastic, you know, the elements will get to it. So that stuff needs to be stored away, stored away properly indoors where it needs to go. So shelving units, I saved a bunch of wood, as you saw, plywood from those chicken coops, and now I'm going to put those on the floor to put the metal shelving units on so they don't sink into the ground. We're going to have to do something. We're going to have to make some kind of rack, wooden rack, to hold all the plywood, flat boards, all the stuff that's leaned up against the rack where the Yamadog is in the garage. It's all there right in front of the garage. We want to clear all that stuff out. I don't want any of that stuff in my garage. It's only there temporarily because we took it all out of the back room. Remember, all that stuff was in the back room before we started that she shed thing. I'm sorry, but you know, if we didn't do the she shed thing, I'd have my storage back there. I'd be able to cut wood and spray paint back there or whatever and make a mess. But we didn't. We didn't. We shared with the wife. Happy wife, happy life. So for some reason that whole analogy is not. But she's maybe happy. But right now I'm certainly not. With the, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm just joking. Yeah, so we got some work to do this weekend that we really need to get on schedule. 4 weeks till September 8th, which is the Monday, the Grattan test on Monday. Is Dan going to make the number? To be honest, I don't think Dan's a number guy, to be completely honest with you. I think he'd do it even if he had to be like I used to be, paying, a larger amount of the share of the lease. But, again, like I explained to Bob, after 30 years of doing these track days out there at Grattan, losing a bunch of money, making a bunch of money, it all kind of equaled out. We really, over all these years, didn't really do much of anything other than trying to get some folks involved in karting, which we have through these track days. We have brought people to the hobby, and that's wonderful to give back. But at this point, Bob says, well, you're not running the show, so if you want to be a customer, you're going to have to pay. And that's where I have an issue. All these years of doing it, I find it hard to cough up $265 to go out there and turn some laps. And to be honest, I probably won't. Even if the cart is ready, I probably won't do it. I'll just get it ready, put new tires on it and everything, and just get it ready, get it running and get it ready for Pittsburgh, and we'll just take it over there and put it on, because we're just going to run for fun. We don't need to get all testing and get serious about all that. If we were, going to Daytona, then maybe we'll go do the October test with them. Obviously, we'd like to run the Yama Dog over there with a full body on it, just in case we are going to throw it in a truck and make a run down there and a run back to run the 50 go-kart challenge down there. So that'd be Daytona. But short term, we need to get the seat foamed up so we can lay up a seat and get a seat in the cart. And we need to get the work done on the cart. We need to get that carport up and get things situated and packed away. Because listen, we've already got leaves that are hanging over the pool, falling in the tree daily already. The tiny little leaves. So it's just a matter of time now. It won't be long. It's we're already August 8th, August 7th. It'll be October before you know it. I mean, it'll literally fly right by. So just a little health update. I can get around. I'm okay. The foot is tender when you got nothing on, but when you got some big, squishy, comfy foam bottom shoes, we'll be back at it tomorrow. We'll get the rest of that thing out of our hair tomorrow. We'll burn it up. And while things are burning, we'll get that rickety old pop-up moved and get that stuff moved over just long enough to get, a space cleared out for our 12x20 to go up. And then, all that wood and stuff, we're going to have to, like I said, make a rack to put plywood type wood on it, and the beams and 2x4s and all that stuff. So we want to do all that out there. We can put the pop-up up and get a saw and cut, so we're not making sawdust in the carport deal itself, if that was the case. But that's not the issue. The issue is just getting a place for all this junk and getting it the heck out of our hair and get ready for fall and winter, because we got go-karts to build. We want to get that Ren Speed. Would like to get the Ren Speed. Don't know if we're going to have time before, to run it this year. Get it together and run it. But I'm every day looking at that thing, trying to determine, do I go with the 80 or do I go with the 125? The 80 is looking more and more attractive. I think we'd be able to take it to a sprint track like a Fremont. and have just a riot, just tag team me, Richard, and Kenny tag team the daylights out of that thing on an open practice day and just tear it up, chasing the brashers around. You know what I mean? Passing them on the inside, passing them on the outside. He's going to town. So that's it. We're okay. No line running up our leg. You know, nothing like that. The antibiotics are obviously working. So we're good to go. Thanks for the prayer, everybody. Appreciate it. I'm praying for you. We'll get you up. This quick little update video here. Man, I was looking pretty proud of myself here with the old post-tetanus deal and everything. You know, it's just like anything else. You chip your tooth or you get a toothache. You call the dentist. They can't get you in right away. So it might be 2 days before you can get in. Okay, it hurts. And in the morning, you got to get up and go to the dentist. All of a sudden, the pain's gone. And you start hemming and hawing. Do I really need to go to the seat? You know, I'm okay. It's all right. I told you, 20 minutes after stepping on that screw, my foot felt normal, fine. And it's hurting. It hurts now. And since then, because that guy, he picked it open and tweezed something out of it. And man, I was climbing the walls, man. And Sherry's sitting there. She was probably enjoying watching me in pain, you know. But you know, that's it. That's why it's tender, but it is getting better. So I mean, we'll be, like I said, we'll be out there tearing it up tomorrow. Big weekend, foaming up the seat and getting our 12x20 perched up and anchored down and all that kind of thing. So that's it. We'll get the video up so you guys can check it out. You see what we're doing. We'll bring you some video this weekend. You've seen the seat form thing, but we'll bring you a little of that just in case Richard glues me into the son of a gun. And, of course, our 12x20, you're going to want to see that. You may want to get one of those for yourself, man. Those things are cool. And they're cheap. Godspeed. God bless. Hang in here, y'all. I'm praying for you. It'll get better.